Hello, everybody. My name is David Johnson, and I am a pilot for American Airlines. I've been in training for a little while, and finally have made it to that top of the start, really, of the airline career side of things. So I'm happy to be here.
Thank you for being here. I'm Gracie Parsons with Timberwolves Broadcasting, and I had a couple of questions. How long do you need to be in the field or with a certain airline before beginning to see the profits of all the training and classes?
It's a good question. So in my particular instance, I was at kind of a fast track schooling, and so between school, it took 2 years, and then also flight instructing, where you're not quite making very much. It's another 2 years, and so by the time I got to and was hired by an actual airline, it took about 4 years, and to where I'm actually seeing some kind of decent money kind of deal. But I'm also still paying for the training and stuff, so kind of evens out, but it's a comfortable living at the moment after 4 years of building up.
All right, thank you.
I'm Justin with Timberwolves Broadcasting. Do you have any advice for people that want to be pilots?
Yeah, I want everybody to know that you know anybody can be a pilot, but it's really important that you actually aspire to be a pilot if you're going to get into this. Just like if somebody was going to go to doctor school or something, it does cost a lot of money. And so you want it to be something that you love and that you have a passion for, that will not only make the work more enjoyable, but also in the long term of things, you're gonna basically be sticking with this career for some time. And so you don't want to look back after 5 years and now you're really in the deep end of it, and you're like, well, this isn't what I want to do. Well, you just went through all that training and everything and all that time. So I would recommend, that you do have some kind of real interest in it and passion for it, and that makes it most. I don't run into hardly any pilots that say that they don't love what they're doing, but it's definitely an important process. Other than that, is just sticking to it. And there's a good quote that I don't know who started it, but a good pilot is always learning, right? So you're always trying to prevent things from, bad things from happening. You're always trying to stay one step ahead, kind of deal. So definitely to keep learning as well. So
Okay, thank you.
So, I'm assuming that you've probably been through a lot of ups and downs in your life regarding school and stuff. I was wondering if you have any advice on how to get over those barriers.
yeah, everybody in high school, you know, goes through their own different version of high school, right? In a sense, everybody has their own different friend groups. Everybody has their own different home lives, um, their own backgrounds, things like that. When we get out of high school, it's kind of looked upon to like go to college or nothing else really. That's like kind of the options. My best thing that I did for myself was kind of distance myself from some of those people that were not interested in being successful. After high school, I started just surrounding myself with people that had like minds and wanted to be successful. Because if you surround yourself with successful people, you're going to end up being successful, right? As long as you put your mind to it, and kind of leaving behind anybody else that is holding you back, kind of thing. So definitely just to watch who your friends group is, and don't be afraid of change. That's what I would recommend.
Are you done?
Do you have an estimated time that you want to stay in this field, or is it kind of just going with the flow?
So pilots, you are actually not allowed to be a commercial airline pilot after the age of 65, regardless of your anything. Once your birthday hits 65, you're done as far as a commercial pilot goes. You have to force retire because you can't hold excuse me, not a commercial pilot, an airline pilot, okay? Because you're required to have a first-class medical certificate, and that requires you to be less than 65 years old. Now, I very well could be, in this career for all the way until I'm 65. I'm 25 now. However, I also could see myself possibly retiring a little bit earlier than 65 and flying for fun on the side in smaller general aviation aircraft, which is, really a true joy, and not having to do it for work, just doing it for pleasure only.
Okay, I have one last question. What do you think the meaning of life is?
Well, I think the meaning of life is just, what you leave behind. You can't dwindle on your past. You always got to keep moving forward, and keep pushing for something else, setting your goals and going after things, to keep things, keep the mental health fresh and keep everything moving forward. But ultimately, when you look back, it's like, there's no regrets, but who are you? Little bell going on there. But it's kind of what you leave behind, the legacy you leave behind, your children, things like that. I don't have kids, but it's, on the radar down the road kind of deal. So yeah, I'm not super experienced in life yet. I'm pretty young still, but that's kind of what I think at this moment. You can ask me again in 10 years.
Okay.
It might change. So.
Well, thank you for being your time, and yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay.